policies.
Or consumer rating, etc., etc. All men are now engaged as hunters in espionage.
You get me Mr. Moynihan. He's either at the UN or at Harvard.
How could Daniel Ellsberg have, he spent several nights at Rand Corporation copying...
Dr. Moynihan, please, sir.
He could never copy them by hand.
Hello?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Where are you?
I'm in New York writing a speech.
Have you got a minute or is it bad time?
I do, sir.
In fact, I'm writing a speech and I'm delivering tonight at 7:30, so
I'm good. We're going to hit.
we're right in the middle of it. But it's brief, so you can listen. 14 minutes is your retention time that long?
I never...
Don't admit it. Yeah.
Up until now, there's a breakdown in the trust among our people in the pool of broadcasters from Philadelphia have temporarily lost the audio. It is not a conspiracy against Governor Carter or President Ford, and they will fix it as soon as possible.
This is called operations research. There are books on it.
How could Daniel Ellsberg have, he spent several nights at Rand Corporation copying those Pentagon papers.
Eased out.
But Harvard games the game traders. And never mentioned in the press.
It was originally known as the Watergate.
But how amazing that an apartment building in Washington should have been called that, and that it should in turn have been applied to Nixon.
We are moving into a world where women will be the only power. Any woman...
What will men be doing?
Still keeping each other under surveillance.
We spy by eye. That's what a spy means, and espionage means using the eye. And the I Spy with My Little Eye is an old game that we use.
This is now in an information world. Espionage is the biggest business in the world. No stockbroker can run his business without espionage. No banker can run his business without espionage. Every developer has to have espionage.
No.
Every fashion monger has to have espionage about what's coming.
No. That's one of Joyce's
The whole damn world is run by espionage today.
Popular points in his
I'm studying the patterns and the effects of these speed-ups.
great work. Who gave you that note?
Since most of the effects are subliminal,
A name is a note.
very few people know about them.
When you've been labeled, you have been...
You can have access to any information in the world, anywhere in the world.
No.
That's I Spy with My Little Eye. Something that begins with S, and then your job is guess what I spy. But no, the Western man is a visual spy, and he prides himself on the private eye, so on. Our detectives are called private eyes. It would be meaningless to a Russian, a private eye. My gosh.
But because they're all public, but they do the same job.
No, but they don't use the eye. They listen.
CIA, FBI style.
You see, one's international, one's domestic.
Every business has a huge espionage sector.
Women are completely free.
He has a wonderful quote. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forward.
I believe that we'll look back and see this period as a collaborative revolution, a turning point.
Dago is very, very weak. Dago.
I would think so.
Don't think you'll find any more panic about communism in North America.
Well, it's receding, but...
No, we've already moved over into communism.
The new software environment is sort of tribal communism, isn't it?
On a huge scale in North America, in the sense of accepting socialist services totally. That the private sector has ended in American business and has become public service. Blondie is the power that was dawning on the world was the telegraph.
Quite alarmed at the prospects of man.
Is that from Nobel?
That's page 135. Most of it takes place in company time.
Incidentally, they've given up the search for the hunt against communists in California. Now they're after the anti-consumer, the non-consumer. He's the real threat, and they've caught a few of them.
Butler has a wonderful satire called Erewhon. It means nowhere, backwards. Erewhon, nowhere. Which means utopia, it means nowhere.
What's that got to do with narcissist?
Well, it had he has a theory about, by the way, Butler it was, who argued that technology is the main instrument now of evolution, that the machine accelerates the organic evolutionary process 1,000,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that evolution is no longer in the world of nature, but now in the world of technology.
But it always was. If one takes technology as an extension of man, what you do.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's easy to see that once you've done all this work. Eh?
Yes.
Under telegraph conditions.
Collapse on. It's comical, of course.